Hello, this is recording mic testing 1, 2, 3. Boom. Right. So today was a very wild day. Uh, I've made my highest profits today. Today was like the best trading day, according to me. And I won't take much of my time because it's almost 12 a.m. and I still got a video to edit, and not for actually got it, but for our documentary video. And I also got to sleep early because tomorrow morning I gotta go gym, right? So I need to be consistent, man. I have to build these gains. So I'll just quickly review my trades for today. And one of the I'll just get to it again. Yes. So this was the chart. I'll just show you the 15 minute. So this big supply, this was the daily supply zone. Okay, I'll just show it pretty quickly. As you can see right here, this is like a very good supply, right? Of this big move or this like clean move. This is a big supply right here. The price tapped into my supply zone. And yesterday, while we were doing our multi-time frame analysis, we missed the supply zone. And today, what I learned is that while doing a multi-time frame analysis, you should look at all the possibilities. Like if there's any pending level, if there's any supply zone, if there's any good demand zones where price can possibly react to. And I missed that one, so this was one of my mistake, and that is why I missed this trade. And potentially, see right here, see I went out, okay, for a video shoot today. It just came home. I just took a shower and just I've set it in my trading setup. So this played out very well. As you can see right here, maybe almost 3,300 pips. Oh, 200 pips. So that's okay, that's good. But the main point is the trades that I took today. And I will also look at this one. Right? See, so this was today's chart, and this looks pretty messed up. So we'll just come to here. It's clean. Today I just turned on to the H1, and H1 was clearly bullish. It gave us a like good 1 to 3 in the market, and it made a big zone for TGL A plus, and this was like preferably very big. You see right here, almost 100 plus pips. So that is why I went down a level 15 minutes, and I just made this like made this zone a little shorter, like more refined, and this is the main zone which we'll trade on. And as soon as market tapped into this zone, it gave a reaction, right? So let me just see if I did it here. So okay, market touched, it made an inducement right here, and then it went up, but again it hardly like came down. So I'll just go there 1 minute. I'll just show you things. Okay, the very first thing that I noticed is, see, I I didn't go to gym today because I had to go to my younger brother's school to give him something which he forgot lately. So gym session, like, but no problem. And then you know what? And then I had to go to temple, for my religious uh, Karyakarta. And then after I came home, after doing all the rituals, just normal prayers and stuff. So what I see was price tapped into my level and it just gave a reaction. And I marked the latest one trade in the market. So as you can see right here, if I mark from here, so one, two, and then this is no valid one, so this is the lowest one, tentative low. 1 to 3 in the market. I'll just delete this for a second for this moment. So this will be the change of character level, right? And before even actually changing its character, market what it did give a 5 minute internal structure shift. So reference point, retracement valid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're looking what I'm seeing. So it made it in 5 waves, and I marked the levels. The very first strip was right here on this. See, this zone is not so big. Okay, only 20 pips. And even if I trade on tap and go, this is still 20 pips, right? That is why I just marked this one, this level, okay? So because what I learned today is that if your zone is very like if you have refined and just going downwards to that like little funnel where at the end you'll place your trade like your it's like a filtration process, right? So if your zone comes to around like 20 pips, 10 pips, just trade on tap in, just trade there because price will never give you the chance. won't give you any confirmation. As you can see right there, it didn't give any kind of confirmation. Not even on this candle, not even on this candle. Like it did, but what's the point? What's the point, right? There's if the zone is smaller, only 20 pips. I can take the stop loss. That's why I missed this one. So just for illustration purposes, I put this RR action. So this is 20 pips. So why this should have been my TP? Because as you can see right here, this is 1 minute level, right? And the actual TP should have been this, but why did I kept it right here is because of there is one selling level right here, 1 minute. Even though, see, even though this is like we are trading bullish, but you know what? On the 1 minute, this is still very, very, very bearish, right? Because as you can see right here, this bearish, bearish, bearish. So on the 1 minute, it is very bearish. So if I would have been trading like the TJL on 1 minute, my point of view would have been bearish. So that is where, on that perspective, I've put my TP right here, and I didn't like take this trade, so fuck it. I'll even delete this one for the time being, but also for this level, like I'll just delete this one, and this I'll just keep it because as you can see right here, it later tapped into my level, and let me see this level. This is maybe like 20 pips. See, exactly 20 pips. So even if I put my order right here, and this would have been my legitimate entry, if not this one, maybe somewhere around this one, this candle. But you know what? I was waiting for. Actually, I took this trade. Okay, not this one. I took this trade, and like right after I placed this order, as you can see right here, I didn't see this zone. Okay, and this was before me going out for my prayers. Okay, my friend was literally waiting outside. I was like focusing on this trade because look at 5 minute. Oh shit, look at 5 minute. Let's delete this one for a moment. See, it tapped in, it gave a reaction, but what the fuck is this reaction? Okay, and then it again came to retest this level. This was the H1A plus. I'll just delete this one. I already marked the internal structure shift because this was the main H1A plus. M15 extreme A plus. Why extreme? Because if market fell from here, it fell like fall hard. That is why I consider this as extreme A plus. But we will come. I mean, I just got to know from my mentor what extreme A plus literally means. So from tomorrow, not today, but today I got a lot of work and I still got to rest because I'm very sleepy and very tired. So what I consider as extreme A plus or M15 A plus, I saw this opportunity. Okay, market it gave some reaction from the very first try, but it didn't sustain. That's why I thought, okay, it's still giving me chance to re-enter. On confirmation, I'll trade. So very first thing, I never saw this level. Okay, I never saw the internal structure shift. I never did anything because I was like literally I was putting on my shirt, so like putting on my shirt, ironing my shirt and pants and stuff. So I kind of forced my entry right here. As you can see, I took my entry on this red candle. Why? I'll just tell you. I even wrote it on my whiteboard that this is a bad entry. The very first entry was a bad, literally a bad entry. And one little mistake, even if one tick, I would have been like misplaced my stop loss, I would have been stopped up. As you can see right here, I'll just delete. See, I would have been stopped up just for some 2 or 3 ticks maybe, like pips. So that was my perspectively, like or like my point of view, that is a bad trade. This is a bad trade. But from the setup perspective, this is like an A plus trade. Why? Because I traded on like literally on confirmation. How what kind of confirmation? Is very first thing is check out this candle. It's like a morning star, right? The next candle. It also is like doji, but still but still bullish. And I was on the 1 minute chart, and the 1 minute showed me like clear confirmation on right here. But I didn't take it. I was waiting for 5 minute candle to close. And as soon as I went to 5 minute, this candle was still bearish. That dark candle where I took the trade, it was still bearish. Is it recording really? Right, right, right. See, like my microphone is not so good. I'll order one, a new one, but till then we'll just have to adjust. So I was waiting for this candle to flip and wick, I mean wick down and then flip. As soon as it like wigged down, it went up, and it flipped. I took my entry right there. There and there. It's like I forced my entry literally because, like I told you, I kind of forced my trade right here. And it at the end it closed bearish. So I thought maybe it's a goner, but you know what? I still managed my risk very clearly. How? I took only 50% of my quantity. I traded here with only 50%. So let's say I'm trading with one lots or like one lots. I traded here with only 0.5 lots, 50% because I knew this was a like bad or this was like a forced entry. Even if this wasn't proper setup, this was forced trade by myself. Okay, I forced my entry, so that is why I reduced my quantity, and that's how I got saved. And after taking this trade and after making risk free somewhere on here maybe. Wait a second. I didn't risk free. I just directly booked 90% right here on the selling level, like 1 minute or 5 minute selling level. So why did I not book 50%? Because see, I already like executed this trade on 50% of my quantity. So 50% of my quantity, and then I'll book 50%. So it doesn't make sense, at least to me, on my this account. Even if like I'm trading demo, but still it doesn't make sense. So I'll take one little loss, but it's manageable. And as you can see right here, the stop loss is a little bigger than not usual, so but it's manageable. For if it's maximum, it's manageable. So that's the point. The point is right here, and then price moved up, and I was waiting for price to tap into my level. I was like, literally like standing up, and I was just like very eager to close my quantity. I was even thinking to close 50%, but then I thought it doesn't make sense. Then I waited for this impulse, and after this impulse like gave this follow through, I booked 90% right here, and then rest I did run till eternity because I literally went outside, for a temple pray and stuff. So that's it. And later, you know what it did? It just took my SL right here, right here. But don't worry, it still gave 200 plus pips momentum, like literally 250 plus pips momentum. Okay, literally 250 plus pips. So I kind of like very proud of myself. Even though I traded like I forced my entry, I'll still consider this as a bad trade, but still on setup, this is like a best trade. Okay, so this is like very confusing maybe for you, but you're my only viewer, man, and I'm my only viewer, so that's why you understand. Now coming back to the next part is after I came home from temple, I set on my markets, I set on my setup. I like totally very calm and because I was peaceful. Okay, I went to the temple, peaceful, like prayed. That is why I was trading with peace. And then I was figuring out, and then I saw the internal structure shift, and then I marked my levels, and then I only saw the trade, this trade, okay, this trade, and then I saw this for level of 4, the A plus, and then I thought to myself, okay, let's trade this level, okay, even though I have like my risk management strategy that you only trade like if you've made a profit on one session, let's say a London session, then you don't trade that session like twice. You wait for new op. But since I'm testing my strategy and this is like an A plus buy, I waited. I waited. And you know what? I even saw this LPG. This is like a tap and go down. Okay, I should have placed my order right here, right on this morning star or this shaved bar. I literally discussed about shaved bar yesterday. See, one thing I'd like to discuss. Why I'm talking about shaved bar? I think because nobody can give his time to read such books. Okay, nobody, literally nobody. And even if there is somebody, then I will like consider him like, dude, see, I study, so I can, I know what kind of candles is trying to say what. Okay, because see, big players like liquidity providers or not liquidity provider, but you can say liquidity takers or anything, they leave their footprints, right? They leave the footprints. And if you are able to at least understand what these candles mean, see, to a normal trader, He will just look at one strategy like, oh, I should buy here, I should buy here. But what are these candles saying, right? This is like a straight rally down to my this level, to my buying level. Why? How? And why this rally started from this candle itself? Why? These are some kind of questions. Okay, and I won't go much deeper today, but you get the point. So I even know this one FPG. Is it recording properly? Right. So on this A plus, I waited. I didn't trade on this direct entry because I already noticed this FVG and I should have put my order right here, but no, I exited because I was waiting for a 5 minute. Okay, and no, I was not waiting for 5 minutes. Actually, I was waiting for a little more like push through. Okay, I was sitting, I was waiting for a little more push through, and to get my usual confirmation. Like what's my usual, my personal confirmation is that if price makes a little range and on the next candle it gives a breakout, then you trade right here, right? This is my own very confirmation. So it's forming a little range right here. So I was waiting. Okay, I was waiting. And as soon as price took this liquidity and then it like completely flipped, turned into a morning star or a shave bar or anything you call it, like a hammer or anything you call it. I understood that these sellers who tried to sort the market right here. Why? Because as you can see, this is very minute. I don't think it'll even make sense to you. Like this is literally a master class of candle reading and psychology. As you can see, this is like a little liquidity zone. Are you able to see with me? See, you're looking right here. Market tried to go up. It tried to go bullish, but then it rejected. So there is strong seller sitting right here on this level. And then it again tested this level once again. That means the sellers are still active right here. So people, based on this seller, tried again to take the market down, right? But then the next candle was very fucking bad candle for these sellers. And see, previously, if I would have trading like the PPT strategy or like the liquidity strategy, I would have sorted right here based on this liquidity or maybe based on this liquidity. And even though this liquidity gave a little momentum, but it wouldn't have like gave me entry because this is like a fucking big stop loss. So these were my previous setups. But now, since I studied, motherfucker, I knew who were trapped here. Okay, trap trading. Okay, retailers were trapped, or like anything you call it, and then trapped on this candle. This candle was like the worst candle for these sellers or these like reversal sellers, like traders. And then I waited for the next candle to at least break this candle's high, the previous shaved bars candle's high. Okay, it did, and as soon as it did, I put my order right here. And then you can see magically, okay, I haven't even turned on the 5 minute, but not magically, but realistically, check this out. Exactly right here, I took my entry, and it took only one candle to give me TP for the 5 minute. Okay, and for the 5 minute, as you can see right here, this wasn't like this was a valid buy setup. This one, just go to 1 minute. See this FPG with this one. Oh shit! I mean this Morningstar. This. Okay, this one. This was literally like the best buys if we would have executed, but I waited. So that's my bad. It's literally my bad because I was off the market a little while. Like I went to fill up my water bottle maybe. No problem. No problem. I'm still waiting for my kind of confirmation, but I basically understood the game. And I booked my full TP. Now I took my risk free somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around because I entered this trade with full quantity because all the things that were aligned. FVG, A plus, 5 minute engulfing candle, this engulfing candle, okay, and then my little range, and then the breakthrough range, the trap trading, the reversal traders were trapped right here based on this little liquidity. everything was, this was the perfect trade that I took ever on this strategy. Literally, I'm like writing it down. Perfect trade I ever took on this strategy. Okay, and all the time frames were bullish, even though this zone was tested like many times. I normally won't trade such zones which gets tested a lot of times, but this this thing bullish. Daily H4 H1 everything was bullish. That is why I traded. That is why, and I realistically put my TP right here because as you can see, this is a good selling level. Okay, one minute. So literally 1 minute was literally bearish. So if you do the structural marking, you will see this A plus setup, selling A plus setup, and it also got played very well. That was it. That was the second trade. And lastly, we took this trade with one of our mentor, and he basically took this trade based on his key level. Okay, somewhere around here, based on some volume. Okay, I won't elaborate on it much, but even if you don't check it out with volume, but the main thing is like the what he said was, which clicked in me, which really made me to take this entry, is the daily supply level. This was it. This was a supply level that we kind of overlooked. Okay, from the opening to the high, as you can see right here, tapped into my supply right here, right here. Rejection, very fall hard. Like even though this is like a retracement for daily, but still this is like a daily supply, so this much of reaction is pretty normal and pretty much expected. So I was thinking like maybe price, see our overall view was that price wants to, you know, retrace till our 4 hour buying levels. Where's, oh, we deleted it, right? So main thing was like price will retrace to at least these levels, like let's to the A plus levels for the retracement to pull up much, like to go up much more higher heights, right? And I missed the supply zone, to my the supply zone. That is only the reason why I missed the selling trade. But no problem. We still got the best trade of my life. I mean, until now, and that is it. I just learned a new thing today. Okay, even though I made profit, but still I learned a new thing. So that is it. So so that selling level tapping was the only reason I took this trade with my method, because now even though like on the even on the uh, small time frame it was like literally very bearish. This is right here, even on the 15 minute after tapping onto this zone was like literally bearish, and it also gave like a, like a almost like a break of structure almost. So I thought let's sit on cells and see my Futaki spot, my and my controls. I set on shorts from this point exactly with like a 30 pip stop loss. Say this is normal, so that is why I took it. And this I won't consider this as a trade, but still I will M3. I will enter this trade on my journal. And our TP was somewhere around here based on this lows. Okay, it was going good. I even made risk free right here. That is why this was like a good trade, which I will journal. But then it liquidated us, and then it just gave the biggest fall, which we expect, like we literally expected to take all the Asia low of today. This was the Asia low. Our main TP was like till the Asia low, okay, and like holy fuck, but no fucking problem, no fucking problem. We took our best trades today. That is why it's literally okay. All right, now I'll just quickly journal and I'll write down the new learnings for today. This is like the marking which I did. Okay, slim zone. So After price tapped into our main daily supply, I went to the 5 minute because this is like a very big zone, right? So that is why I went to the 5 minute for confirmation. And normally, what you do is if there's a daily level, you should trade on H1 confirmation. But you know what? I took 5 minute confirmation just for this trade because this one was not so bad. I mean, it was big, but one H1 was like, how can you like, make any levels from this? Like, very hard fall. That is why I took the 5 minute and I waited for a change of character, but there's a long time for it. So what I did was I made internal structure shift levels. This was a level which got played out very early, no problem. And I'll just get some for now. This was like a selling A plus level. I was waiting for this one. Okay, we entered the short maybe somewhere around here. Okay, reaction there and then went up, liquidated us. It just fell hard. So this was like a pending level, and see, price gave a valid reaction like almost 200 pips. Power of A plus. That's the only thing that I'll say today. So this was like the daily supply, right? Like this one's H2, 15 A plus. This was like previously the 15 A plus. Okay, and this is the today's M15 A plus. M15 and H1 A plus. Okay, okay. Price just induced this H1 A plus. Okay, so we'll see how this level plays out. This was like previous level. It got tapped in. So very kind of empty, but no problem. This is like a valid one. You know what? I won't consider this. That's like a good level to trade because it already got executed. But since it just took the liquidity of it, I will see how price reacts at this level. This level is not so big after all. Only 10 pips exactly. So we'll see. Okay, I'll just take the screenshot. The only reason that I missed this entire 250 pips trade based on like high TP was I failed to see this daily supply map. That is why I put my TP at this high, literally this high. But if I would have seen the supply zone, I would definitely be somewhere around, like somewhere around here. Maybe I'll put full quantity. Maybe you never know, right? You are right. For obviously journaling purposes, I took the entry on 5 minute confirmation. Based on that, I will journal. Well, I'll just put it back here. Smaller 4. This trade is valid. Now for the second trade, I went to 1 minute. Like here. Maybe I'll just put this right here. This last trade. Done. So I know I'm in a very rush today and I'm not explaining things properly like I normally do. Today's still 5. I did it on H1. Did it on N15 and also it was H1. No comment. F5. What was I see? This was like a mixed trade, okay. But if I have to select one, see for the first trade, this was like a bad trade. I'm not saying that this was a good trade because it gave a profit. No, I literally forced my entry before going out. I thought like, oh, service for me, let's like take entry. But I took based on risks management. I entered with only half my lots, and I managed my risk properly as soon as it hit my first selling level quickly. Okay, quickly. Then I took 90% just let it run. So on the risk management side, it was okay, perfectly fine. But on the personal level, I literally forced this entry on like literally the personal level, okay. But on the next trade, it was like the best trade ever of my life. So good and bad. I'll choose good. Everyone does. It was like a TJL, also demand supply. Because the last trade which we took with our mentor was based on supply. So, so we will see what's up with, and it turned out to be profit. Okay. Today I won't be like journaling way too hard, like typing out paragraphs and shit. But main point is overall bullish. I won't say loss, but This was like the biggest learning that I took today. So highlight this out. Now coming to a deeper level. Okay, so entry. This was not the right image. Wait a second. I have to retake. this one. Also for the second. Now it's good. What the heck? Now it's good. Second entry. Literally speaking, it's the best trade that I took so far. And I know I already said previously that I won't be typing in the long paragraphs, but you know what? Journaling, if I do the thing, I'll just do it properly. It's just like deeply rooted in my system. If you at least like even for a minute you do that work, you'll be so into that shit that you won't even like check out the time, or you'll forget everything and like 100% into that work only. So as soon as I started, I thought I'll just roughly put it out to this channel, but everything was like very clear, very mentioned. So I'm like that of a person. So this is the thing, and there is it. Now it's the divider. Now for a third entry. This is like one of the key learning, you know, while doing a like multi-time frame analysis, you should check out all the possible entries, all like not entries, but all the possible, structure, what the market is actually trying to say, where is supply, some kind of, you should check it out like on the entire level, not entire like overview, not only on the structural basis. So that's something I learned today. And if I'm missing, maybe I'm forgetting something. If I'm missing something, I'll just rewatch the video probably. What is this? Remove from your favorites. No, I'll just put it on favorite because this is like the best edit day ever. Okay, best. Like biggest profit day so far. Okay, so so far so good. So basically say this one thing, so far so good. So even this trade gave us our TP, but it liquidated us, so no problem. It's still break even. It did gave 90 pips from our entry, but no problem, no problem, no problem. Tomorrow same process repeat. But tomorrow I'll just hit the gym. I have to be consistent about it. Okay, I have to be consistent about it. So this is for today. This is for today, and delete this one, maybe even this one. Go to my own channel, and then I'll create a video. Even delete this one. Okay, so I've talked about all the trades for today. Maybe I'm missing out on something because I'm literally on a hurry, and it's still almost like an hour. Okay, I planned on to like maybe 30 minutes or so, but if I do something, I'll like try to go all in into that shit because that is how it is. So without wasting any further time, I have to make the documentary video today, now, and I'll need to upload as well. So okay, I'll see you later. And for the documentary channel, you can search it up, PC and Tom. I'll just literally show you. It's say Pritam is working like 8 hours a day. No joke. 8 hours a day job to fund me in this trading journey. So I'll just show you, okay? This is the channel. PC and Tom. Literally one video and some shorts. So show some support, but we'll see. We'll see. But okay, that's it for this video, and I'll get back to it tomorrow with a fresh mind, with a new one. Same process, just repeat, but with 1% better than today.